What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, and today I am finally bringing you guys my entire Black Series collection video updated for 2024. It's been a while since I've posted my entire Black Series collection. 3 years have gone by since the last time I showed off my entire display, so I'm very excited to finally be able to show you guys something that I am pretty satisfied with. Of course, as most of you know, the life of a collector, your collection is never quite perfect, so there's definitely some things that I want to improve over time, but for the most part, I'm very happy with where I am at with my display and how everything looks. So in case this is your first time here on the channel, I've been collecting the Black Series since 2014, so this will be the 10th anniversary for me collecting this line, which is pretty crazy to think about. As you can see, we've got a lot of figures, and this has truly become a real labor of love for me. As time has gone on, you'll see in the display too that this isn't just Black Series, it's primarily Black Series, but you are going to see some Bandai model kits, some SH Figuarts, and some Mafex figures sprinkled throughout. And that's kind of where I am at with my 6-inch display here. I kind of just want the best versions of a lot of the characters that I can get so that I can truly have a fantastic 6-inch Star Wars display. So strap in, everyone. We've got over 400 figures here that I will tell you all about one by one. So pour yourself a nice cup of coffee, sit back and relax, because it's time to check out my entire Black Series collection. So we're going to start things out at the very top of my display here with the creators. We have George in the Stormtrooper disguise, John and Dave, their respective Black Series figures here as well. And you can see down there, we also have Nubs. Moving on, my display is going to be in chronological order of the movies for the most part. So we'll start with Phantom Menace. You could see we've got Obi-Wan, Jar Jar, and Qui-Gon. We also have Darth Maul there as well, which we are getting an updated one. I'm very excited about that. The TC-14 you see back there is the Elite Series version. And then we're moving on here to the Attack of the Clones stuff. So we have Obi, Anakin, Padme. We have the Senate Guard behind her. And we've got some Phase 1 clones as well. Plenty of 2020s. We've got some custom clones from AliExpress also sprinkled throughout. You can see the Walmart Tartakovsky Phase 1 Trooper there, and some more Phase 1 love. And we've got some of the old 2013 Phase 1 clones. We have the Sergeant, Captain, Commander, and Lieutenant. We also have a Lieutenant that is the accurate paint color from Disciple 806. Got that Tartakovsky Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and then Phase 1 Waxer and Boyle from AliExpress. There's Mace Windu from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars series as well. Love those. And just a couple Obi-Wan ships up here. And we have Revenge of the Sith. So we've got Obi-Wan there with his peanut head and 2 Phase 2 clones. We also have the SHF Anakin Skywalker and a little custom Yoda here, which is the hands, head, and feet are swapped from the SH Figuarts onto a Black Series body so that I could, kind of utilize some of those extra accessories that come with Yoda. Moving on, here is the gaming display. We have the Jedi Fallen Order / Jedi Survivor display. So we have the Scout Trooper, the Flame Trooper, the Night Brother. We have Cal from Jedi Survivor, both Cals from Jedi Fallen Order. Got the B1 from Jedi Survivor as well, along with the KX security droid and the Night Brother Archer. And then we also have the little guys that come with Cal, various BDs and Boglings there, along with the Jedi Holocron. And that was the first shelf there. So we're moving down here into my Rebels display, which I have a custom painted Bo-Katan there, along with Hondo, Ezra, Zeb, Chopper. We have the original non-photoreal Kanan, Hera, and Sabine. And in the back, we have a couple key moments from Rebels. I am using the Ahsoka, which again is the original non-photoreal version, and the Kenobi Dual Zen Vader to make a sort of Twilight of the Apprentice display right there. And then Ezra from Ahsoka with Old Master Maul, kind of replicating the scene where, Maul is offering the Sith holocron to Ezra. And we also have a little custom Lothcat from Landspeeder Luke. Moving on to A New Hope, you could see we have the centerpiece, Darth Vader. This is the base of it, mixed with the actual Black Series figure, a 2020 Stormtrooper, and a couple of Rebel soldiers there. I absolutely love the way that this turned out. I had this image in my head, and I think it translated to the shelf perfectly. We got a couple Sandy Boys in the back there as well, the white and black pauldron, and that kind of moves into more of the primary hero cast. So we have the Archive, A New Hope Chewie. We have the brand new R5, looking very snazzy, although very clean. And we also have the Bandai model kit C-3PO. Very cool, and it has some really nice back metal on it, as you can see. Behind them we have the Sand Trooper and Dewback. And we've got our main heroes. We've got the Bandai model kit Han Solo and the Black Series Princess Leia, and then a head swap Luke there. That's the Yavin Ceremony Luke head on a 2020 Stormtrooper body. Great head swap idea. Again, thank you Landspeeder Luke for that. We also have the original Sandy Boy as well, and behind him is a couple Tusken Raiders. We got 3 of those original ones on the shelf. We also have Luke's Landspeeder, not piloted by Luke, but we have Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan having some issues there. We have the original R5 and an original Jawa as well with the hard plastic. And this is one of the more recent displays that I've created in my collection, and I just love the way it turned out with Doc Ondar. We have the SH Figuarts Farm Boy Luke, an amazing figure. I would recommend it to everyone out there. We also have the photoreal update of Han, and he's sitting there, obviously, emulating the Cantina scene. And thank you to Justin for printing me the table and chairs for him and Greedo, who is just right here, along with that photoreal Obi-Wan Kenobi that we got with the bar. And then moving on, we have the modal nodes playing all of their respective instruments, and I just love these figures. I love the way they all turned out. One of my favorite parts of my display easily, and that little base piece there was again printed by Justin. So that is 2 shelves down. We're gonna keep on moving. Next up, we've got some X-Wing pilots real quick. And then there's X-Wing pilot Luke, Wedge, and Atsi all together, even though they're from different eras, but I just lumped them all together. So here's the Empire Strikes Back. We've got the Yoda and R2 from Dagobah along with Luke. And then we have the rest of the cast of Empire Strikes Back. We have Han, Chewie, and C-3PO along with Bespin Luke, which I head swapped Dagobah Luke's head onto it, and I just think it looks so much better. We also have Lando, and then Bespin Escape Leia there as well. Then we're moving kind of into a little bit of Return of the Jedi / Hera's there, because I don't really have an Ahsoka display, but we've got General Lando, Leia, Akbar, and Han looking fantastic. I love the heroes. Next up, it's the Bounty Hunters, which we've got Jackson starting things off, who's kind of, a smuggler. We've got the criminally underscaled IG-88 behind him. And then the rest of the Empire Strikes Back Bounty Hunters, we got Dengar, Bosk, Forlom, the Mafex Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, and Zuckuss. And keeping on with that train, here is the Jabba's Palace display that I have going, starting with Boushh Leia. The Gamorrean Guard is there as well. You can see Han and Carbonite behind them. We also have R2-D2 here. This is the new Black Series version, but I have the Bandai model kit tray on top, which just works perfectly. And there's a better look at Han and Carbonite floating there. I have it hung up from the shelf above it, and it just actually turned out to be a really nice effect. We also have Jabba on his throne with Leia, Salacious Crumb, Lando in disguise. The throne I have here was printed by Zach from Black Series Cantina and was painted by yours truly. We've also have the Walmart exclusive Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, and behind all of them is C-3PO. And then I just kind of have some random figures to the side. Another Gamorrean Guard here, because, you can't just have one. But these are the random figures that I feel like just don't really have a place in my display, so they go in Jabba's Palace, and I think they work. So it's the Guavian Enforcer, Constable Zuvio, One Jack, and then we have Zori Bliss and Boba Fett. And I kind of emulated, player Boba Fett like we saw from the special editions, but it's with Zori Bliss. So following that is the Book of Boba Fett display. We have the Pike Soldier, an off-world Jawa, which is more Mandalorian focused, especially because I have it holding the egg, but whatever. Got Fennec Shand, that amazing Chrysanthemum. We also have the SH Figuarts Boba Fett with the throne, an amazing set right there. And it looks like the Tusken Chieftain here took a little bit of a dive, but we're going to set him right back up. And we also have the Tusken Chieftain, of course. Then I put some more off-world Jawas over here just because my Mando display was getting a little crowded, so I kind of wanted to space things out a little bit. But you can see Cad Bane and Mando and Cobb Vanth all together there. And I absolutely love how this turned out. Now let's jump into the Imperial Army. On my shelf, you could see lots and lots of 2020 Stormtroopers. We've got the Artillery Trooper, the Inferno Trooper. We also have many Jedha Patrol Stormies, many plain ones as well. There's a couple Georges mixed in there as well. They just have their helmets on. You can see Sergeant Creel and Mike as well, and some of those rocket troopers. I absolutely love the 2020 Stormtrooper. And this right here is the model kit for R2Q5. But we have some older Stormtroopers here as well. We've got the Commander from the Force Unleashed, a couple rocket troopers, both ranks there. Then we also have some of the more unique colored old school Stormtroopers, like the carbonized one, the Crimson Guard, the Shock Trooper. We also have the Imperial Patrol Trooper here, as well as the Torture Droid. Next to them, we have a Radar Technician Death Star Gunner there, which is just the Death Star Trooper with some 3D printed overlays that I got from Landspeeder Luke. And behind them, a couple Mimban Stormies. And then we have the Shadow Gang right here, which has the wonderful Target exclusive Shadow Stormtrooper, and then 3 of the Force Unleashed Shadow Stormtroopers as well. We also got to have Starkiller here next to the Emperor and Vader, even though, you know, he's Vader's secret apprentice. But on my shelf, it doesn't matter. You can see some Royal Guards behind him as well. And the window there is 3D printed from Justin. Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader right here next to everyone. We also have some more Royal Guards. Then we've got Tarkin and Veers right next to each other, starting kind of to move into some of the officers. You can see some of the other Royal Guard family members. We've got Kyrkanos, the Shadow Guard, and then the Imperial Senate Guard. In front of them, we have Piet and Galen Erso. We've also got Thrawn. Next to him, we have Cassian in disguise. Then this is the Bandai model kit for R4I9, another Imperial droid we see in A New Hope very briefly. Then we have some snowtroopers and the AT-AT driver. We also have got some scouts here from Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order. Behind them, a scout trooper bike as well. And then we've got our TIE pilots. We have in front, that is the 40th anniversary, which I matte sprayed. Behind him, we've got Lieutenant Oxiso, and then the Inferno Squad agent. Then we've just got some fun stuff here. We have the Emperor zapping Vader like at the end of Return of the Jedi. And tucked in between here, you can see the Shadow Scout Trooper and the Shadow Bike behind them as well. Then we have the SH Figuarts Return of the Jedi Darth Vader battling the Black Series Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. This was the brand new figure here that was just recently released. We've got the Purge Troopers. We have the regular Electro Staff and Phase 2 variants. Now let's talk clone troopers. I have so many clones here from various places. You can see we have the Rocket Trooper. We have 2 2013 Coruscant Guards, a Bad Batch Shock Trooper, Commander Fox in the back there, Denal, Cad Bane in disguise, hiding, Clone Pilot Hawk. Then we also have a Bandai Model Kit Phase 2 clone, and then 2 2023 Phase 2 clone troopers as well. Moving on to a couple custom ARF troopers from the 501st, and here is just my 501st display focused area with the hexagon stands designed by Landspeeder Luke and printed by Justin. Starting in the back, we've got 2 Commander Appos from Target. Those are 2023 clones. In front of them is a AliExpress custom. Then we also have the Darkness of Umbara segment here. These are all custom AliExpress clones, but that's Appo, Hardcase, and Jesse, along with Tup, Kix, and Dogma, all looking wonderful there. Of course, we have Captain Rex, Anakin, and Appo. And then we have some 332nd clones with Padawan Ahsoka. Love this Padawan Ahsoka figure. And then we have our ARC Troopers. We've got Fives, Jesse, and Echo, and I chose to display them with their helmets off because each of them kind of have weird helmet issues. Then we have Season 7 Ahsoka right there, and she looks great. She just isn't the best. And we have the SH Figuarts Yoda in his council chair. Hiding in the back, we have a Bandai model kit, Phase 2 clone that was weathered by me. We also have the Umbra Operative. I chose to put Huyang in the Clone Wars display. And then we'll continue on to the acrylic risers that I still have. I would love to replace these with more hexagon stands. I just haven't got around to it. But we've got some more AliExpress troopers. We have a 212th ARF and ARC Trooper. And then we also have a 212th from Walgreens that I painted the black line onto it. And then we have one without the black line on it as well. And another ARF Trooper there, which is the heavy unit, so he's got a backpack and the Z6 cannon. In front of him, we have the classic 212th 2013 clone, along with Cody and Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and then Phase 2 Waxer and Boyle. Next up is Gree, looking fantastic with those binoculars. This is the 442nd Siege Battalion Clone Trooper. Then we've got Ayla with Commander Bly. Ayla is wearing another custom robe from Josh's Custom Capes. And then we have the Wolf Pack. Well, technically we'll start with the Camino Security Guard. Then we have Commander Wolf himself and Clone Trooper Comet. We also have a Grunt Trooper. That's just a generic one. Then we've got Boost and Sinker. Again, those are AliExpress figures there. And we'll slide right over, of course, to their leader, which is Plo Koon. Then we have a couple of 187th troopers side by side with Mace Windu, a fantastic figure. One row up, we've got some 13th Battalion here. We've got two of those and the made-up ARC Trooper version from AliExpress. Gonna adjust him real quick. And Kit Fisto. Then we've got Delta Squad, so we've got Sev, Scorch, Boss, and Fixer, and they all look great together. I know people complained about them, but all together on the shelf, they're amazing. In this back row, we'll start with some of the villains of the Clone Wars. We've got Toto 360 and Cad Bane. We also have Jango Fett, Aura Singh, Dryden Voss. We have the Mandalorian Super Commando. We have Season 7 Maul with a Darksaber and another Super Commando. Then we've got Asajj, Count Dooku, and the Bandai model kit of General Grievous. It's unpainted, but even unpainted, it's so fantastic. Then we've got a couple of the Magna Guards, the B1 battle droid from Republic Commando, and another Magna Guard. Then we've got some more B1s. We have two plain Episode 1 variants. We have the heavy variant from Battlefront, and then two Geonosian versions as well. Next up, this is the Bad Batch display. So we have Season 1 Omega with that head that was included with the Season 2 figure. We got Crosshair right here, looking fantastic. We have a plain Commando, and then that disappointing weird Captain Rex. Behind them, Echo is there with his big grabby claw that we never see. We also have Hunter and Wrecker, and then Tech. Rest in peace. Continuing on, we have some Elite Squad troopers, one with a custom flamethrower from John Walker Customs. We've also got Imperial Crosshair and another Elite Squad trooper. Behind them, we have the Bad Batch Cad Bane. We also have Rampart with two clone shock troopers as well. Now on to the very bottom of my shelf. This is a half Hoth, half Endor display. We've got the Snow Speeder, which is an amazing vehicle, has Luke and Dak in it. We've also got Han with the Tauntaun, and this Han Solo, I swapped the head with the archive version. Then we have the Imperial Probe Droid. We've also have plenty of Hoth troopers as well. Front and center, we have Han and Leia from that awesome 2-pack. Behind them, this is the centerpiece, and I'm going to try and turn it on real quick without knocking anything over. And there we go. So that is the Luke Skywalker Hoth centerpiece, and it looks great mixed in with everything. I think it did turn out well. More Hoth Rebels, and then we have the Wampa, and Luke blue-eyed demon version. And then, of course, this is just some like fake snow that I bought at the craft store and, you know, just put it down. And I think it works. I like it. Kind of just adds a little bit of variety to the shelf. But now let's move to Endor, where we have Wicket, Paplu, and Tebow, along with Ewok Village Leia. Behind them is Luke from the Heroes of Endor 3-pack. We've got 3 Endor Rebels here. The first 2 are the official ones with some added bonus stuff, and then the third one is a custom I made where I just, you know, swapped a Rodian head onto the figure itself, and it turned out well. I like the way that looks. And then here's Han and Leia from that set with the door. This Vader, unfortunately, I just don't really know where to put him, so he just kind of sits right there. And we've got some Scout Troopers and a couple more 2020 Stormies. Can you tell I have quite a few of them? We also have another speeder bike there. And behind them all, out of sight, out of mind, we have the Force Ghost, Yoda, and Obi-Wan. Now we are going to start on a whole other shelf here. We've got our comic book section. We have Luke and Leia from the Star Wars mainline comic in the back. You could see Mara Jade there. We have Heir to the Empire Luke with some kit bashed stuff. Thanks for the idea, Mike. We got Jaina Solo. We also have my first kit bash ever, which is supposed to be Kyle Katarn. We also have Jedi Revan and Darth Revan, along with the amazing Darth Malgus. Front and center on this display. This is kind of the comic book, legends, video game shelf. So there's Afra and BT1. And then we've got a little bit of KOTOR love here with Malik and Bastila battling it out. And then we have Zalbar chilling. And then we have Darth Nihilus. This is head swapped onto the Kylo Ren Starkiller base body. And the reason I chose this body in particular is because of that Force grip hand. It just looks so good. Below them is my Mandalorian display. You can see this is just kind of a bunch of the Mandalorians throughout that they've released in the line. Sabine is here. Then we have the Deluxe Armorer. We have the Death Watch Mando, Paz Vizsla, and Bo-Katan. Then we have Pre Vizsla, who is sitting on Snoke's throne. And I just love the way that looks. And then we have a bunch of Mandos here as well. You could see in the back, we have 2 of the Walmart exclusive Loyalists. We also have the Fleet Commander, Axe Woves, Koska Reeves, and another Death Watch Mando. We also have my very first Black Series figure, which is Prototype Boba Fett. Next to him is a Boba Fett model kit that I custom painted. And then the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Gladiator, all blacked out Boba. Moving down to the Mando shelf, like the TV series, we have Muddy and Snowy Mando, along with Grogu and plenty of Krykna spiders. Some of those are TVC. We also have the Season 1 cast. So we've got Queel, Migs, a Republic security droid, Grief Karga, Cara Dune, Season 1 Mando, the SH Figuarts IG-11, Q90, Nomad Boba Fett, Grogu. Then kind of moving into Season 2 Mando, we have Ahsoka. Behind her is the SH Figuarts Boba Fett with the chain code. We have Cobb Vanth, the HK-87 Assassin Droid, Mando with a custom head from John Walker Customs, Magistrate Grief Karga, Walmart exclusive Jedi Ruins Boba, another Grogu, and then this is the SHF Luke. Great figure and just some pieces of an old 3D printed Dark Trooper, again from Landspeeder Luke. Moving down here, we've got the continuation of the Mandalorian display. This is kind of just strictly the villains. So we've got a Dark Trooper punching Mando in the face. We also have a couple more Dark Troopers here. Love that they got so cheap and we were able to army build them so well. Moff Gideon standing tall and proud. Behind him, we've got a couple remnants. We got the Stormtrooper and the Scout, along with the speeder bike. Then we have the Client and a custom weathered Stormtrooper and my very first model kit, which was R4, and he's also painted by yours truly. Down below them, I have Luke Skywalker from the Book of Boba Fett. Then we have all of the Inquisitors. We've got the Second Sister, Reva, Fourth Sister, Fifth Brother, Grand Inquisitor. We also have Marak, which was repainted by me and also has a cape from Josh's Custom Capes. Then we have Shin and Balin's skull with the swapped legs and cloaks again from Josh's custom capes. Now we're moving over to the other side of my display. I don't have any lighting over here right now, so apologies for the kind of weird ring lighting look that it has, but this is the only way I could really shoot it. And this is my dreaded sequel trilogy display. Ooh. This is definitely going to scare some people away, but we're starting things off strong with the SH Figuarts Force Awakens Kylo Ren. Next to him is the Mafex Captain Phasma from Force Awakens. And this is primarily just going to be troopers over here. So we have the Snow Trooper here from Rise of Skywalker. We also have the Commander. Behind them is the updated First Order Stormtrooper with all the gear on it. Hiding in the back is the First Order TIE Pilot. We also have Commander Pyre, Unmasked Kylo Ren, and Captain Cardinal. Vickrel from the Knights of Ren. Behind them is that Forest Trooper. And then we have an SH Figuarts Praetorian Guard. For the heroes, I just have Rise of Skywalker Rey. We got Luke from Ankh 2 and Island Journey Rey. And this is the last shelf of my display. This is a Kenobi Rogue One Andor combination shelf. So you can see we've got Mythos Obi-Wan, Ned B. We have the Bandai model kit Death Trooper front and center, along with some other Death Troopers, the AT-ACT pilot, the Imperial officer from Andor. We have Krennic with some Shore Troopers. There's the Black Series Commander as well from the 3-pack. We have the Hover Tank Pilot and the SH Figuarts Hover Tank Pilot as well. Following that is the Rogue One crew. These are all the photoreal updated versions. So we have Jyn, Baze, Chirrut, K2SO, Cassian, and Saw Gerrera. In front of him, Bodhi Rook, and in front of them, we have Rio Durant. Then we also have Anton Merrick with Solo Lando. And then last but certainly not least, we have Luthen Rael and Andor and Cassian Andor from the Andor series. And with all that being said, that was my entire Black Series display here in 2024. This is what 10 years of collecting the line can potentially look like. I actually do have a lot more Black Series figures than this, but I have a significant portion of them just not on display. They're just in storage, mainly a lot of Solo figures, a lot of like redundant old Stormtroopers and stuff like that. I ended up having to take off of the shelf just because there are just so many great figures that continue to come out. So continuing to make more room for them is starting to truly become a challenge for me. But that's okay. Challenge accepted. I absolutely love where the Black Series is right now. We're finally getting a lot of prequel movie love. Not just clone troopers, but actual characters from the prequels, which is something that we've wanted for a long time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tour of my display. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars, the Black Series here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nate from Out of the Basement, and I will see you next time.